Money back if your horse finishes second to the SP favourite in any Channel 4 or RTE race during Cheltenham.
You have travelled horses better than anyone I know of, especially if your age. But you'll arrive over with a bunch of horses now. Like, some of them won't travel as well as others. Do you think that has a big bearing on it? Like, horses that travel well and horses that don't travel well?
It would be, especially going to Cheltenham, because the class of horse that is going to Cheltenham generally doesn't travel much through the year. You know, they might go to Cheltenham or go to Aintree, and that's probably the height of it. So a lot of these horses, their first time being away from home, so it would be a worry.
And would you be disappointed when you say, when you go down to look at them, horses that have gone over on Sunday and you go to look at them, we'll say Monday after a night there, will you be disappointed with some of them and say you didn't travel well? Or
no, to be honest, the first day to land over, if I go to, let's say, to a general track in Scotland, I like to be there a day and a half, a day and 3/4 before the run. The first night they go over, 9 times out of 10 they won't drink much and they won't eat much, but the second night you go in, they'll lick the pot. So it's just, but going to Cheltenham, I do like them going a day earlier because there's more hype, there's more people galloping around. You've got lads stepping out, microphones out the back, putting up things. Every trainer in Ireland's there, they're going up and down with their horses, like, you know. But I try to keep it simple when you go with the horses, to keep them in a routine. At this crack, you see people going down to the gallop in Cheltenham and they're doing 12 rounds around the gallop. Like, you see it yourself every year, Ted. If the horse isn't fit enough going to Cheltenham, you shouldn't be going to Cheltenham. Go down and stretch their legs and give them a little canter. That's all they need from me. But anyone, you know, I just like to keep it simple and just do what we do. I don't know. I
rode a horse in the stairs hurdle there one day, and I worked him the morning before the race, and I thought to stop it now.
We won't ask you to train.
No, we won't. But a perfect example of what Ted said was Cousin Vinny. Cousin Vinny landed off the lorry for a Supreme Novice hurdle, and he looked and he saw where he was, and he absolutely shit himself, because we were actually after just arriving, and Willie's lorry came in, and there was this horse came off the lorry, and he went, just the minute he landed on the ground, he looked around, he heard the noise, he started sweating. And another horse was Limestone Lad.
Yeah, Limestone Lad didn't drink a drop of water for 3 days.
3 days.
But can you tell the characteristics of the horse from working them at home, or is it a case of just wait until they actually arrive over on the day?
Gordon's the man to ask.
Gordon's the man.
Look, I mean, you can't really tell how a horse is going over giving him a little canter, but to be fair, if a horse was there 2 or 3 days, and I wouldn't be so much worried about them not eating so much. For me, maybe Ted is different. I like them to drink. If they don't drink, if they're not rehydrated, you can't win. And
for punters, I think, alright, having a few quid here, but I think if you're a serious punter, there's something you should take into line as well too. You want to find out those things. I mean, there's not much point in, we say Limestone Lad or Duvan or Faheen being a Stonewall certainly on Friday. The champion hurlers on Tuesday, and the other races are Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. You want to find out how they travelled and try and get that bit of information, because whatever chance you have, at least the more information you have, the better chance you have. Well, you can keep your ear to the ground. I mean, you'll hear these things. I mean, you'll hear rumours, but everybody knows somebody has an idea. And the price as well, drifting. Yeah, the price will drift and things like that. But information in any walk of life is a huge thing. And I think the more information you have, not rubbish information, but things like that, how we travelled, how we ate, how we drank, all those things, because whatever chance you have to have all those things on your side as well.
I think the other big Irish banker that lost his race before the race only a couple of years ago was Pont Alexander. There was terrible word about him around Cheltenham. Everyone was saying he hadn't travelled well, this was wrong, that was wrong. And it transpired on the track. I think that was the race we were talking when the new one won it, wasn't it? The Neptune that year.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was the Irish banker of all bankers. But anyone who was at Cheltenham there, them few days were saying there's something not right.
Just to throw a little bit of confusion into it, just in case you weren't confused enough. About maybe 10 or 12 years ago, Isterbrack was running the champion hurler. Not the one that he got beaten, but one of the ones. He'd won one, and he arrived over, and there was great chat that he had bled.
Yeah.
Remember that? He had bled. Now, that's the kiss of death. But Aidan decided it was only he banged his head off or something. And he drifted. Now, he didn't win. He won from here to Foxrock.
I ran a horse today.
Yeah.
And he'd walk around the parade ring. I was at the saddle, and he was walking around the parade ring. In the first race, the horse got a core. Yeah. And he walked by me the second time, there was blood streaming out of his nose.
Today?
Yeah. And I pulled him out, brought him down, just, you know, as you'd have looking, he had a little pimple just at the top of his nose. Yeah. So, I mean, someone looking in off the side of the parade ring, he said, oh, the horse started bleeding. Like, you know, but that's just.
Well, they would have withdrawn him in front.
Well, if they seen him, but they didn't get a chance to see him. I whipped him out quick enough, so this.
Yeah.